Hello everyone, it's Old Guardian here. A new Heroes Path event in Raid Shadow Legends has started, Doorkeep's Path, and in this video I'm going to tell you everything you need to know about this event, including all the math. And thank you Raid Shadow Legends for sponsoring this video and for giving me this wonderful promo link if you want to start playing Raid. Down below in the description there in the QR code, a new player promo link that gives you Deacon Armstrong after tutorial, Uugo at 15, Tagoar at 20, Mausoleum Mage at 30, the best possible start to Raid. And then let's go through all the details of this Granyt Doorkeep Heroes Path. So this is for Granyt Doorkeep Soul. You have to have complete fusion already in order to benefit from Soul, or some relic materials, I suppose, as well as pizza points. So not a very impressive tree as such, especially considering that all the polls show that between a quarter and a third of players only completed the fusion. So many people skipped the fusion, because we're all saving for Leo. But let's take a look anyway. The full tree, if you want everything, that's 229,700 coins, so that's pretty normal. This tree includes 400 pizza points, so that's some kind of a record in a Heroes Path for a Titan event, so that's a lot of points. And also, if you're going for all of these points here, you're not getting much of anything else, so that 44,300 coins, that's mostly for the pizza points. Note that you can save some coins, because you only have to take one option on the first of the two rows. So pick whichever brew you want, and then probably you want those soul coins. Soul coins are pretty much the best reward on the second row. And then just all the paths open up. But 44,300 points for the 400 pizza points, that's rough. There are also some locked paths in this path, so you will need keys for those. The pizza points don't require any keys, so you can just go for them. And if you go for all the pizza points, you're also going to grab 3 keys. And then if you want to go for those granite souls, if you want to go for those relic materials, you will need some keys. And the cheapest paths to keys, well, if you want to pick up 1 key, you want to pick up this key here specifically, because it also gives you a great way to expand in order to get a second key. So if you want 2 keys, then you're going through this. If you're aiming for precisely 3 keys, the cheapest way to get 3 keys is to pick up the initial keys from both sides. However, if you want to get 4 keys, then it's actually better to just go through one side and pick up the double key at the end. If your goal is to get those granite souls, then they require up to 3 keys, so you can pick up the first keys. The overall cost picking up the key and the souls, the cheapest possible way to get the 3-star granite soul, costs 19,300 coins. Then the 4-star soul, 33,800, and the 5-star soul, 77,800 coins. The alternative main reward, if you don't want the granite souls, are these relic materials. Each has enough materials to craft 1 relic. And note that, like those mythical materials, most likely will give you a legendary relic. The legendary materials most likely will give you an epic relic. That's just how relic crafting works. So relic materials would require up to 4 keys. So the cheapest ways to get them, if you want the rare materials, that's 14,800. Epic is 29,300. Legendary is 53,300. And getting those mythical relic materials is actually more expensive than getting the 5-star soul for granite, because they cost 89,300 coins. So how do you get those coins? This time Heroes Path has 2 criteria, well, it usually does, and they are Dungeon Divers and then Summon Rush, basically. So the Heroes Path points are a little bit different than Dungeon Diver points, so these are the points that you can get from Heroes Path for various artifacts, picking them up from, well, anywhere, it doesn't have to be a dungeon. And comparison between that and Dungeon Diver points, so that there's little bit of a difference depending on rank and rarity, but in general it's around 2.5 times more points for Heroes Path than you would get points for Dungeon Divers. And there are also some differences in shard values. This is a Summon Rush type of event, so the only thing that matters is what kind of shard you open. It doesn't matter what you're actually going to get from that shard. So Mystery Shards give you 3 points, Ancients give you 300, Void 750, Primals 1800, and Sacred Shards 4500. And as you can see from this one, Ancient Shards are a little bit more cost effective than in a Summon Rush, and then Primals and Sacreds, whereas Voids and especially Mystery Shards are worth much less in here than they would be in a Summon Rush. So now that we know how many coins we need for various targets and we know how we can get coins, what does it all cost. For the dungeon diverse part, the prime farming stages are in dungeons and specifically the event dungeon. Because regular gear dungeon, if you do like dragon or ice golem, these sort of dungeons, from stage 20 you get 1.95 coins per energy, stage 16 1.97 coins per energy, stage 11 1.78 coins per energy, but stage 11 event dungeon is 2.12 coins per energy. Because event dungeon doesn't have XP brews and it doesn't have mystery shards, means that the quality of loot is higher there in the stages that would normally give those, so stages before 16. And that means that actually when we get to stage 3, regular stage 3 is also pretty good, 2.03 coins per energy, and even dungeon stage 3, 2.52 coins per energy, and this is just wonderful. Also, you can compare this to Brutal Campaign. Brutal Campaign actually gives you 1.3 coins per energy. So if we do the most effective thing and we do stage 3 of event dungeon, then the pizza points only would cost you 17,579 energy, just about. And Granyt 5-star soul would be around 30,800 energy. If you do this through the summon rush part, the pizza points cost 9.84 sacred shards. And Granyt Soul costs 17.29 sacred shards. And of course you can freely combine these two. One sacred shard is worth around 1,786 energy in this event. So you can use some shards, and you could also use like only ancient shards because they're pretty valuable here. So you could save your sacreds if you have enough ancients. And then you can use energy, preferably in stage 3 of event dungeon, but you can see the relative values of other main farming stages here as well. You can also buy coins directly from the shop. The bundles this time, it's 3,250 coins for 599 euros. So that's 543 coins per euro. That's 0.72 sacred shards, so worth 8.29 euros per sacred. But you don't get the champion, of course, but just a point equivalent. Or you could get 397 gems worth of energy. And the deal with the 1199, the bigger deal, is slightly better. But that's roughly the neighborhood, so it's much better than just buying gems for the nominal value from the shop, but much worse also than just having a daily gem back and getting gems from there. And there's only 38,750 coins available, so this only gets you roughly halfway. And this is really a tough one. There's no way around it. I cannot honestly recommend this all that much, because the guaranteed events for Leonardo and Raphael, they are still coming at unannounced dates, so you want your resources for those. I had expected Plarium to incorporate both Leonardo and Raphael events to this April Titan event, but right now it looks like Raphael might be coming. There's still a chance that the deck of fate that can be part of the Titan event is going to be Raphael, and then we have Raphael first and then Leo afterwards. That can still happen, but yeah, you want to save your resources for those, and the pad is pretty expensive for what you can get for it, like a couple of relics, random relics, costing as much as a champion typically from a pad. Or then there's the soul. Obviously, if you went for Granyt, if you did the fusion, and you have a lot of resources, then picking up a soul for your new champion is always really, really good, because those souls make champions so much stronger. But like everyone I know skipped Granyt, basically. And the pizza points too. The pizza points, they cost an arm and a leg. That's 10 sacred shards worth of stuff. So this basically kills the April O'Neil Titan event. Now it's confirmed. It's just dead. Especially there's still a potential deck of fate coming, and then you would have to have resources for the deck of fate too. Okay, so that deck of fate might be a Raphael deck of fate. In that case, you might want to do it, but then some of you might also just want to save for Leonardo and skip Raphael too. But ideally, of course, you would want them both. But yeah, that's just terrible news for the April Titan event. Everyone already was skipping Granyt, everyone was skipping even Shredder. This holding Leo and Raphael so late is really hurting. But I mean, it's still time to keep steady, keep those diamond hands. Save your resources. Once Leo is coming all in for Leo, I think now that Raphael is actually going to come before Leo. So that will be a little bit of an interesting twist. That's something that will require more careful analysis. Can you do both? Because you would really want to do both if you can. But this Granyt Heroes path is just pretty bad. I can't help it. I'd love it to be good, but it's not. Thank you for watching. Click like and subscribe if you enjoyed this, and a special thanks to all of my Patreon supporters, YouTube members and Twitch subscribers who make all of these videos possible.